My child, respect the advice about the faint powers concealing in the shadows. Satan is a compromising presence, and his cunning catches could have all the earmarks of being enticing, yet don't permit them to delude your soul. The battle among perfect and insidious has been sought after since a long time ago, and Satan's shrewdness ways have caught various dumbfounded spirits. Regardless, with my course and protection, you can investigate through the lack of definition and emerge strong. Satan's space is weighed down with temptation and misleading, expected to lead astray individuals who are not tireless in their certainty. However, fear not, for I am with you for the most part, ready to protect you from Satan's gets. Be cautious Satan's cleverness, for his allurements could seem, by all accounts, to be harmless immediately, yet can provoke frantic outcomes at whatever point gave up to. Stay careful and undeterred in your convictions, and you will overcome his malicious plans. The way to noteworthiness is stacked with troubles, and Satan's still up in the air to wreck you from your significant trip. In any case, with relentless certainty and commitment to me, you can repel his advances and emerge fruitful. Do whatever it takes not to misconceive the power of Satan's effect, for he is a specialist of fraud and control. Watch your heart and mind against his insidious moves, and let the brightening of my love guide you through the lack of clarity. For sure, even in your most dark minutes, recall that I am reliably nearby, ready to offer solace and strength. Trust in me, and together we will prevail upon the powers of lack of clarity. Satan's area could seem, by all accounts, to be significant, yet it neglects to compare the unimaginable love and ease I offer. Search for refuge in my embrace, and you will find place of refuge from Satan's hold. Let not fear nor question cloud your mind, for I'm the reassuring sign in the most dark of nights. With certainty as your shield and love as your sword, you will vanquish Satan's effect and walk the method of uprightness. Notwithstanding allurement, recall that your soul is important and meriting salvation. Trust in my brilliant knowledge, and I will lead you away from the grasp of Satan and into the brilliance of never-ending salvation. My child, I beseech you to see my words and search for the light amidst the murkiness. Amidst weakness and difficulty, head to me for path and solace, for I am the reassuring sign that will edify your direction. As you investigate the precarious waters of life, understand that I am ever present, ready to offer you my persistent assistance and wisdom. Trust in my grand game plan for you, and you will find clearness amidst the tumult. Make an effort not to let fear and vulnerability cloud your judgment, for they are the contraptions of Satan used to misdirect you. In light of everything, place your trust in me, and I will provide for you the strength and guts to face any test that comes your heading. In previews of trouble and vulnerability, review that you are seldom alone. I'm with you constantly, mumbling helpful proclamations and course, guiding you towards the method of goodness and salvation. Trust in my magnificent understanding and embrace the trip that lies ahead. Despite how the road may be brimming with preventions and fundamentals, understand that I am walking near you continually, ready to lift you up when you falter and celebrate with you when you win. As you leave on this trip of self-exposure and significant turn of events, review that I am the wellspring of all light and truth. Search for solace in petition and consideration, and let my glorious presence make you extravagantly satisfied with agreement and serenity. Do whatever it takes not to be impacted by the allurements of the world or the mumbles of Satan, for they are by transitory interferences en route to elimination. Keep your eyes focused and on me, and I will lead you safely through the whirlwind. Trust in the power of certainty and the strength of the human spirit. With resolute devotion and trust in my eminent course of action, you will overcome any impediment and emerge more grounded than any time in ongoing memory. As you adventure forward into the dark, understand that I am your fervent companion, guiding you through the difficulties of life. Trust in my love and permit it to be the coordinating power that leads you towards a more magnificent tomorrow. In the space of dimness, where Satan sneaks and tempts with responsibilities of power and enjoyment, I request that you continue meticulously, my child. The powers of evil are savvy and insidious, attempting to trap and destroy the unwary. Understand that Satan's mumbles are in any case duplicities, expected to mislead you and sow seeds of vulnerability in your heart. Do whatever it takes not to cede to his allurements, for they are in any case brief delights that will finally provoke obliteration and hopelessness. In depictions of deficiency, when Satan's voice turns out to be obviously and enticing, recall the strength of your certainty and the power of glorious love. It is through your persistent confidence in me that you will find the grit to go against his temptations and emerge victorious in the battle against shadowiness. Go to request of an examination as your protect against Satan's interests. Let the brilliance of my friendship edify your soul and expel the shadows of vulnerability and fear that do whatever it takes to consume you. Search for solace in the association of confidence family, for in fortitude falsehood strength. Together, you can persevere through the attack of Satan's attacks and emerge more grounded than any time in ongoing memory. Review that Satan pursues the weak and the isolated, hoping to exploit their inadequacies for his own advantage. Encompass yourself completely upheld by your neighborhood. Together you can block his loathsome plans. Make an effort not to be deceived by the allure of normal delights and the responsibilities of impact and riches. Veritable fulfillment lies not in material wealth or short-lived delights, yet rather as one and bliss that comes from continuing with a presence of balance and uprightness. Stay mindful, my youth, and remain persevering in your certainty, notwithstanding how the road may be long and loaded with risk. Understand that I am with you constantly, guiding you with my eminent knowledge and love. At last, it is your enduring certainty and devotion to me that will prevail upon the powers of cloudiness. Trust in my magnificent plan for you, and together we will beat all checks and emerge victorious in the never-ending fight among perfect and mischievousness. In the profundities of your soul, where light and dimness lies the milestone where the powers of good and mischievous remuneration their immoral fight. It is here, in the most profound openings of your being, that you ought to confront Satan and his naughty ways. Understand that Satan pursues your weaknesses and frailties, attempting to exploit them for his own noxious purposes. He mumbles lies and misdirecting explanations, tempting you with responsibilities of power, enjoyment, and normal accomplishment. Anyway, don't be swindled, for Satan's responsibilities are by misdirections, veiling the genuine quintessence of his points. Behind his honeyed words lies simply void and wretchedness, pushing you further away from the method of honorability and into the lack of definition of bad behavior. To go against Satan's temptations, you ought to at first handle the wellspring of his power. He profits by your sensations of anxiety and questions, using them to undermine your certainty and sow conflict inside your soul. Regardless, fear not, for you have the fortitude to beat his effect. Go to me in request and consideration, and I will permit you the strength and wisdom to straightforwardly manage Satan. With my great course, you can see truth from deception and straightforward Satan's untrustworthy facade. Rely upon the power of your certainty to shield you from Satan's attacks. Let the brilliance of radiant love edify your direction and remove the shadows of vulnerability and fear that do whatever it takes to consume you. Circle yourself completely upheld by your companions in confidence, for in fortitude, untruth, strength. Together, you can endure firming against Satan's arrangements and emerge fruitful in the battle for your soul. Recall that Satan's effect is most grounded when you are at your generally helpless. Watch your heart and cerebrum against his tricky mumbles, and remain undaunted in your commitment to respectability and morals. Anyway, Satan could captivate you with responsibilities of fleeting pleasure and fulfillment. Understand that certifiable fulfillment comes from continuing with an everyday presence agreed with eminent will. Trust in me, and together we will overcome the powers of dimness and usher in one more time of light and goodness. In the tempestuous outing of life, you will encounter pile hardships and obstacles that hope to delude you. Among these, Satan's gets are perhaps the most tricky, lurking in the shadows and pursuing your shortcomings. However, fear not, for you are in that frame of mind in your fight. I'm with you persistently, caring for you with reverence and compassion. Amidst primer, head to me for strength and path, and I will light your direction with the magnificence of radiant truth. To beat Satan's allurements, you ought to at first see reality with regards to them. Precarious catches plan to trap your soul and lead you away from the method of excellent nature. Whether it be the appeal of wealth, impact, or no delights, Satan's still up in the air to divert you from your significant trip. However, review, you have inside you the capacity to go against temptation and prevail upon evil. By creating solid areas for a compass and enduring certainty, you can overcome Satan's arrangements and emerge victorious in the battle for your soul. Stay careful and screen your heart against Satan's wiles. Arm yourself with the cautious layer of uprightness and the sharp edge of truth, and you will be invulnerable to his devious plots. Search for solace in petition and examination, for in association with me, you will find the fortitude to persevere through even the most forcing of temptations. Let the brilliance of magnificent love shimmer marvelously inside you, banishing the dimness of vulnerability and fear. Circle yourself with reasonable association and draw inspiration from the presences of the blessed individuals and sages who have walked the way before you. Their model will go about as an uplifting sign amidst obscurity, guiding you ever closer to the light. Understand that Satan's effect is brief and vaporous, while the awards of uprightness are immoral. Stay predictable with your convictions, and you will ascend out of the cauldron of allurement more grounded than at some other time. At last, it isn't the fundamentals we face, yet the manner by which we answer them that describes our character. Pick the method of decency, and you will walk around the brilliance of wonderful magnificence, everlastingly protected from the haziness of Satan's space. In the profundities of your soul, you could feel the draw of temptation, requesting that you give up to Satan's appeal. It mumbles sweet responsibilities of bliss and power, enticing you with fleeting delights that finally lead to void and wretchedness. However, know this: Satan's responsibilities are by double dealings, concealed in confusion and untruth. Behind their captivating outside lies just cloudiness and destruction. doing whatever it takes to submerge your spirit in a gorge of melancholy. Do whatever it takes not to be impacted by Satan's artfulness words, for they are by the by unfilled responsibilities that lead to obliterate. In light of everything, hold to the truth of your own internal light, an uplifting sign that shimmers splendidly even in extremely dark times. Rise above the temptations that hope to entangle you and embrace the method of decency and standards. Permit your exercises to be coordinated by fondness and compassion, and you will find strength even with mishap. Remember, you are not weak there of brain of temptation. You can pick your own destiny to design a method of uprightness that prompts a more splendid tomorrow. Search for cover in appeal and reflection. Partner with the grand presence that stays inside you. In previews of vulnerability and weakness, let your certainty be your coordinating light, edifying the way forward with clearness and reason. Do whatever it takes not to waver there of brain of burden, for Satan's hold is weak inside seeing immovable certainty and affirmation. Trust in the power of goodness and truth, and you will emerge victorious in the battle for your soul. Grip firmly to your convictions and never waver in your commitment to model nature. With each step you follow on the method of greatness, you cripple Satan's hold tight your whole existence. Understand that you are never alone in your fight against allurement. I'm with you constantly, offering course and sponsorship as you investigate the difficulties of life. Together, we will vanquish Satan's gets and emerge more grounded than at some other time. Indeed, even with temptation, it is ordinary to feel overwhelmed and uncertain. But don't give up. Review that you are following after some admirable people in your fight. Unending others have faced equivalent fundamentals and emerged effective. Draw strength from their records of win and steadiness, understanding that you additionally can make do. Search out the assistance of accepted associates and loved ones who can offer bearing and backing in transit. Encompass yourself with positive effects that lift and awaken you, helping with supporting your motivation in previews of weakness. Track down proactive ways of protecting yourself against temptation, perceiving triggers and executing methods to avoid them. Whether it's limiting your receptiveness to explicit circumstances or practicing care procedures to remain grounded, find what ends up being brutal for you and stick to it. Remain careful and aware of the inconspicuous mumbles of temptation that attempt to lead you astray. Foster care and mindfulness, tuning into your inward voice to see among great and awful, and chasing after choices that line up with your characteristics and norms. Stay fixed on your goals and wants, keeping sight of the groundbreaking strategy regardless, when faced with ephemeral troubles or challenges. Picture your success and draw motivation from the vision of the singular you attempt to become, permitting it to guide you forward on your trip. Embrace the power of pardon, both for yourself as well as other people, seeing that we are imperfect animals fit for committing mistakes. To render liability and shame, conveying the heaviness of past offenses, and pushing ahead with a re-energized internal compass and confirmation. In particular, trust in the natural goodness of your heart and the adaptability of your spirit. Understand that paying little heed to how noteworthy the challenges could show up, you have the strength and determination to overcome them. With certainty, enthusiasm, and unflinching confirmation, you can rise above temptation and emerge more grounded, more astute, and more empowered than any time in ongoing memory. Amidst vulnerability and weakness, securing yourself in certainty and trust in a higher powers major. License yourself to surrender to the magnificent understanding that helpers and supports you, understanding that you were never alone on your outing. Embrace the models and expected open entryways for advancement that trouble presence, seeing that hardships are a significant part of the time-concealed shockingly great turns of events. Trust during the time went through this existence, and have certainty that everything happens for a clarification, regardless, when the way ahead has all the earmarks of being jumbled. Find solace in request and consideration, fostering a significant relationship with the brilliant and drawing strength from its endless well of veneration and compassion. Grant yourself to be enclosed by the great presence, finding comfort and relief in its resolute assistance. Release the need to control results and surrender to the superb will, accepting that it understands what is best for you. Give up association with unequivocal outcomes and open yourself to the limitless potential results that expect, understanding that the universe plots on the side of yourself. Practice appreciation for the blessings that envelop you, even in the midst of testing times. Foster a sensation of thankfulness for the flood in your life, focusing in on the great points of view and allowing them to lift and energize you. Search for bearing from significant illustrations and sacrosanct texts that resonate with your soul, drawing knowledge and inspiration from their imperishable experiences. License their words to edify your direction and guide you toward more significant appreciation and brightening. Find social class and collaboration with comparable individuals who share your significant feelings and values. Circle yourself with good effects that hoist and rouse you, developing a sensation of affiliation and having it put on your extraordinary outing. Above all, trust in the natural conventionality of the universe and the sublime course of action that spreads out immaculately and precision. Have certainty that everything is spreading out exactly as it should, and that you are continually maintained and coordinated by the mindful hand of the radiant. Amidst agitation and weakness, it is easy to forget to zero in on the sublime presence and become consumed by fear and vulnerability. Regardless, it is unequivocally during these troublesome minutes that our certainty is examined and our relationship with the glorious is for the most part significant. When faced with trouble, it is basic to recall that the grand is reliably with us, offering course, comfort, and strength. By going to request and reflection, we can foster a more significant relationship with the superb and draw upon its endless knowledge and love. In depictions of vulnerability, we can search for solace in the illustrations of significant messages and sacrosanct works, finding inspiration and bearing in their imperishable understanding. These consecrated texts offer huge pieces of information into the possibility of the radiant and the inspiration driving our existence, helping us with investigating life's hardships with polish and strength. It is in like manner essential for enclose ourselves with a consistent neighborhood comparable individuals who can offer help and supernatural heading. By giving our experiences and pieces of information to others, we can draw strength from one another and foster our relationship with the eminent. As well as searching for help from others, fostering a demonstration of self-reflection and contemplation is huge. By saving an edge to quiet the mind and wait patiently, standing, by listening to the inward voice of insight, we can procure clarity and information into our circumstances and find the bearing we truly need to investigate life's challenges. In the end, the best approach to finding an enduring feeling of congruity and solace amidst conflict lies in surrendering to the eminent will and trusting in the characteristic goodness of the universe. By surrendering the need to control results and embracing the movement of life, we can find a feeling of compromise and joy in the midst of weakness. As we surrender to the glorious will and trust in its coordinating hand, we can find comfort in the data that we are never alone on our trip. The Radiant is by and large with us, offering support, course, and love continually. In the highest point of our significant trip, we come to comprehend that the brilliant presence isn't discrete from us yet is a trademark piece of our being. As we mixed this reality, we experience a critical sensation of fortitude and solidarity with all of creation. This affirmation changes our impression of ourselves and our overall environmental elements, allowing us to see past the limitations of our mental self-view and connection point with the more significant substance of life. We come to grasp that we are extraordinary animals having a human experience and that our genuine pith is unimaginable and immortal. With this, as of late found getting it, we embrace presence with a sensation of love and appreciation, seeing the glorious greatness and knowledge that infiltrates each piece of presence. We see the wonderful presence reflected in the greatness of nature, the mindfulness of others, and the depictions of ease that illuminate our lives. As we broaden our relationship with the superb, we see that our exercises are coordinated by warmth and compassion, and we become vessels for the grand to oversee us. We are animated to live with reason and importance, changing our will to the glorious will and serving the most essential extraordinary of all. In this state of great plan, we experience a huge sensation of congruity and fulfillment, understanding that we are definitively where we are expected to be, and that everything is spreading out according to divine course of action. We surrender to the movement of life, trusting in the knowledge of the universe and allowing ourselves to be conveyed by its streams. As we embrace our grand nature and surrender to the wonderful will, we become channels for warmth, recovering, and change in the world. We send the brilliance of the eminent any spot we go, lifting others and making an extensive impact of energy and recovering in the world. At last, our supernatural outing isn't connected to showing up at a goal anyway about embracing the genuine journey and surrendering to the superb spreading out of life. It is an outing of self-disclosure, improvement, and advancement, coordinated by the mindful hand of the brilliant continually. May you walk your direction with mental strength and class, understanding that the magnificent is by and large with you, coordinating and supporting you in each second. Trust in the understanding of the universe, and let your heart be your helper as you investigate the sanctified outing of life. As you set out on the accompanying segment of your trip, may you convey the knowledge and revere you have gotten in your heart. Recall that you are seldom alone, for the eminent presence is reliably with you, coordinating and supporting you continually. May you walk around strength, ease, and humility, understanding that you are a dearest posterity of the universe, meriting the large number of favors that life offers of real value. May you find strength amidst setback and delight amidst party, understanding that each experience is an opportunity for improvement and learning. May you perpetually be reliable with yourself regarding your uncommon way and reason in this world. Additionally, may you generally recall the power of fondness, for it is the best power in the universe and the wellspring of all retouching and change. As you bid farewell to this consecrated space, understand that it will continually be staying nearby for you, a place of refuge of congruity and light in the midst of life's challenges. Additionally, may you convey the brightening of the eminent inside you, shimmering splendidly with the goal that all the world could see. Yet again, until we meet, may you be respected with flood, ecstasy, and love in all that you do. Farewell, dear, and may the outing ahead be stacked up with astonishment and greatness past whatever you might at any point envision.